mindset coach and the host of Talk to Connect. And it's always an honor to have you here. I want to welcome everybody. I want to welcome Anit for taking her time to be here today. It's another day where we are having an extraordinary woman who has an extraordinary journey to share with us. We always have these amazing people coming to share their journeys, their stories, their achievements for only one purpose, so that we can help someone have hope, someone to find their own stories and help others to grow. So today we're having Anit. Let me welcome Anit. She will introduce herself and she will take us through her journey of becoming an entrepreneur, a successful businesswoman. She's such an inspiration to me. I met with her when I was starting my coaching journey. So I want to welcome her and I want to thank you, anybody who is joining us today. Thank you for joining us today. So Anit, thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Fatima. It's a pleasure to be here. And I met you in Dubai a few years ago. And I was quite inspired by your journey also. I started off really young. I was always following my dreams and my passions and things that inspired me. And that's got a lot to do with the person that I am. I truly believe that it takes a lot to build a business. It takes a lot to follow your dreams. It takes a lot to follow your passions. But if you just keep believing in yourself and you keep going, one thing leads to another and doors keep opening, opportunities keep coming. If you're willing to learn, if you're willing to work hard at it, nothing in this world comes easy. Even if you want to become a parent, even if you want to become pregnant, even if you want to give birth to a child, it takes work. And then to raise a child is just like having a company, just like having a business. It's a lot of constant trial and error, learning, growing with the process. So I got into medical school when I was young. I dropped out of medical school and I wanted to start my own business. So I went into a certification course. Then I got an opportunity to work with a Dubai-based business owner who came in as an investor. I ran my first business, which was in wedding and events. I did really well for a year. I realized I need to go back to my studies. I did my bachelor's in entrepreneurship, my double master's in marketing and in HR. While doing this, I got 2 Swiss placements, international placements during my studies. And I worked and I studied together while pursuing a double major. It was fun. It was a lot of learning. Then I went on to work with a Swiss branding firm, which was working with the biggest brands in the world, like Nestle and Davidoff and all the Swiss best brands globally. So a lot to learn there. Got to be the head one department, be a core team member. After that, I got a lot of opportunities to work with different companies and learned a lot. I came back to India. I was the Football Development Foundation's Vice President of Marketing. That was quite challenging, being the only woman in a completely male-dominated environment. But lots to learn again, great fun. After that, I also went into coaching. I also did theater. I pursued theater for a very long time, like good 3-4 years, while also having a job. That was my hobby. So I wanted to give it a shot and I did. Then I did some international ads like Dove and Hyundai and stuff. So there was nothing that I wanted to do and I did not do it. I did not hear no. Like if anybody said no to me, I just didn't hear it. I just kept going for everything that I wanted to do. Because I knew one thing, that if my role models were Princess Diana and Oprah Winfrey, okay? So when I look at their stories, those women have it all, but they still have challenges. And where they come from and the kind of, public life that they have led, there's so much more that is at stake for them. There is so much little that is at stake for me. And if I want to grow and I want to pursue something, nobody's going to come knock on my doorstep and be like, hey, why don't you come and do this? In personal life also, I had ups and downs, but I kept going. I never let anything or anyone stop. Because you get one life and God has given you this life to live it to whatever you feel, wish and desire. Everything is possible in this world. If you just work hard, keep going at it, keep taking the failures in your stride, celebrate your successes, and keep a brave heart. That's been my journey so far, and so far so good. Corona came, but it's tough for everyone globally. Businesses are suffering, people are suffering, jobs are not secure anymore. The environment is very, very volatile. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. This pandemic has shook the entire globe, and it's a good way to wake up and realize that there is a higher power at play, and life is very, very valuable. So that's that.
Thank you, Anit. That is an amazing journey, and I feel like we all have to try different things to find our way, to find our purpose, and to be resilient. We have to try whatever we can so that we can grow. So I want to ask, you dropped out of medical school, and I think coming from communities and society, when you talk about dropping out in something like becoming a doctor or you're becoming a lawyer, to go and do something else, it's really, people find that you're losing opportunities. So what was the cause of you dropping from doing a medical to start doing business? And how did you come to, because I know society can sometimes suppress us to not find our own journey, to just want to be what the society wants. So how did you fight that society oppression of you making your own mind until you start doing your own business?
So when I got into medical school, that was something that my parents drilled into me, that, you know, if you go to medical school, that'd be great and your life will be awesome and all that. So I had a family doctor whose wife is also a doctor and he's also a doctor, and they are the people I trust. I know when they give me an opinion, they give me an honest opinion. I asked them that if I become a doctor, how long will it take for me to start making money? They told me 5 years of medical school, 2 years of working under someone, then 3 years, maybe 2-3 years of going to US and learning to become a surgeon. And then again, maybe a year or two of working under somebody, and maybe 10 years, you know, until you actually start becoming financially independent. And I was like, hell no. I'm not going to study for 10 years and then become financially free. So I had a reference. My mother's dad was an entrepreneur and he was illiterate. He came from a village. He didn't know anyone. He did not know anything, but he became really good in, he had a dairy farm. He didn't have a very big business. So he had a big business, but he wasn't very educated. He didn't have degrees. He didn't have know-how. He didn't know anything. He was a normal farm boy who came to work in a farm, worked with a fellow who had a, you know, dairy farm. And then he started with a small little idea, and then he expanded and he made it really strong, and he made a lot of money. And he made a lot of name for himself in the community also. So I always saw that, you know, if a person does not know the language, does not know the region, is coming from another state, another place altogether, and settling in a new place and trying to do something, and he did it when there was no phone, no internet, no opportunity. You know, back in the day, almost like in the 70s, in the 60s, he did it. And he did it twice. He went down because of some differences between him and his brother, but he started again from scratch and he made a success out of it. So what made him successful? And if he could do it back then, why can't I do it now? I just need a skill and then really work hard at it. Then no excuses. My parents did not allow it. All my relatives thought I was crazy. I live in India. End of the day, you know, being a doctor, lawyer, engineer is the benchmark. You know, that's a safe life, a secure future that every family wants to give to their kids. But I just feel I was cut from a different cloth. I was inspired by how many people still respected my grandfather. In India, we come and touch somebody's feet if we respect them. So people would come and touch my grandmother's feet. And the same thing with my dad's father. He used to run a small business, but he was somebody who would have a grand aura. You know, people would respect him and call him Babuji, which is basically like sir, you know. And as kids, seeing those people in my life, my grandmothers also very strong personalities. They just did what they wanted to do, irrespective of what the society said. They knew why they were doing what they were doing. So I think I always saw that. I always saw how my grandparents functioned or what was their reasoning to do what they were doing. And that gave me the courage to say, I will forge my own path. I will walk on a less traveled path and have my own journey and be okay with it. If I failed, I failed. If I succeeded, I succeeded. At least it's on my own terms. It's at least I'm taking that risk. Not studying for 10 years and then regret. I did 2 courses. I used to love fashion, so I did a fashion illustration course from a JD Institute, Fashion Institute, which is a well-reputed institute, for 3 months. And I did a wedding planning certification course, which is again 3 months, because I used to love weddings. I used to love going and dancing, eating food, getting ready. What did I know? I was just 18. But then something, like they say karma, it was in my destiny. So from somewhere an opportunity came. They were looking for a girl who could just come and work and knew like the licenses you need, the groundwork that needed. My parents were not allowing me to work. They were like, you've never picked up a glass of water by your own hands in the house. What will you go out and do business? What do you know about business? Nobody's going to take you seriously. And then I became successful. When I stepped out, my mother warned me that, as a family, we are very well reputed. I don't want tomorrow anybody to come back and say anything negative that, your daughter is not doing a good job. So I never took my family's name. People didn't know whose daughter I was or whose granddaughter. I went there and I did the work. If there was a problem, I went there physically. I have picked up poles, dug holes on the ground. I've done it all. If somebody had an accident and we had a party, I remember 300 students in a nightclub. And Pune is very famous, where I come from, is for universities. It's known as Oxford of the East. And the anchor, had an accident and she couldn't make it. I picked up the mic and I went and compared, and I didn't know anything about comparing. I hosted the whole show for 4 hours. Because when it comes to, the last minute, you will do, because it's your business. You have to make it successful. There are no more excuses. Mm-hmm. You make things work, and that is the only thing that will keep you going. People look at you, people appreciate that, people recognize that in you, that they treated this event as important as it was for us. They treated it with equal importance and respect. They made it happen no matter what. Problems will come, situations will arise. Crisis management is a huge part of this. So that's how I did it. I didn't want to take a chance on my life, and that's what I felt at the point. I locked myself. For 3 days I locked myself. I said, I'm not good. My dad bought me a car. He was trying to bribe me. I kept the car, but I didn't go anywhere.
Amazing. That's amazing, Anit.
Yeah.
And I think most of us forget that we have talents, we have our passion. And when you start looking at your passion, your gift, as I want to thank Donna Wells and Immaculate. Donna says an old proverb, 1816, which doesn't look at culture so much, says, your gifts will make you room for you and bring you before great men and opportunities, which is so true. So I think a lot of us forget about our gifts that we have. Other than the degrees and the diplomas and whatever we have, there is more to us than the papers. And if we allow ourselves to go deep and find our passion, we will always grow. And I think one thing that Anit is talking about is, if you want to create change, you have to change the status quo. You have to be different and do things differently and make change on your own. So Anit did change, and she decided to do something different, and she built herself. That's amazing. Thank you, Anit. So as an entrepreneur, I know there's a lot of women or men or young men who wants to be entrepreneurs. And one thing that I know most of us are scared of is taking the risk of starting a business, and we are scared of failures, and we are scared of the unknown. So what would you say were your strongest thing that helped you to go out and take that risk? And what are the things that you changed in your life that you can share with others that will help them also to decide to come out of their comfort zone, to take risks and start their businesses or go for their gifts and talents?
See, there is no perfect situation. There's no ideal scenario. Like, today I could have blow dried my hair, I could have done my makeup better had I got like half an hour or whatever. Situations that things will happen. You will never have it perfect.
Yes.
Do it half-baked, but do it. Be willing to fail and fail openly and fail forward. Learn from it, grow in life. Why we are not taking chances, because we want a secure life. We want our dreams to come true, but we don't want to fail. We don't want to risk anything. That doesn't happen in life. Even when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, it goes through a transformation and it is difficult for it. Can't fly when it just comes out. It's so difficult to break out of that cocoon. You have to break out of if you're not liking what is happening with you, who do you think is going to come and change it? God is not going to come from up and change anything for you. He's given you a brain, he's given you 2 eyes, he's given you everything. Rest you can make. Everybody who's born in this world is making money, earning money. When I was so young and I was getting so much money, I did not realize what to do with that money. I was just going shop because I had no rent. I had a car, I had a pocket money. I was just doing this because I wanted to do it. Me and my brother shop like crazy. Don't know what to do with so much money. Every party has to be like new clothes, new shoes, new bag. You're young and you didn't know like wedding is a recession-proof business. People will get married. Events up and down, like depends on what kind of event you're hosting and what kind of funding you're getting. But I will say that luck played its part, but I did the hard work. Luck came to me when I did the hard work. I didn't wait for an opportunity to get lucky and then make money. You cannot keep hoping and praying and that your situation becomes better. You always have to move forward. Luck favors the brave. Become brave enough to take chances on your dreams. And you see people who are with me are surprised how you did so much. You've achieved so much, you've traveled so much, you've done so many different things. How? Because I was willing to fail. I never cared that I had double degrees. I went and I've even done really small jobs, very, very small jobs. And I think you've seen me. When I'm in the coaching atmosphere, I don't treat anything small or big. You tell me to stand with a mic also in the back, somebody else's event, I will do it. You tell me to operate a computer, I will do it. Because I want to learn, I want to be in that atmosphere, I want to be there, learn something. Your journey, you have to work. Nothing will come on a platter to you. That is it. That is the bottom line. A lot of stories, they are great at marketing. They will tell you, oh, we became overnight success. Nothing is overnight. A tree also doesn't grow overnight. A flower doesn't come overnight. Nothing is overnight. It's the hard work which is not seen. The opportunity comes. One thing becomes a great success, but the work is there. You have to learn to trace that. Today we have Google. Today we have YouTube. Whoever you idealize in whatever field you are, see somebody who is similar to you in the journey, in the path. And what was their journey like? There are today, suppose if you want to become a movie star, there are people who are becoming movie stars from dancing also background and theater background or television background or documentary background. They are filmmakers themselves and then they transition into acting. So, or they are working in some other department and then they come into this kind of a field. So you have to see where you are, what interests you, what will take you forward on wherever it is you want to go. Today, nothing is there in this world which is not achievable. Given that you will keep at it, that is the only way you get successful. Don't give up. Don't give up until you feel, yes, I wanted to do this much, I've done this much. Now, probably I want to shift a little because this is not something that I had imagined. When you go into a field, you feel like, okay, it'll be like this, it'll be like I have some romantic ideas about business and about a certain career, But then that is not a ground reality. When you start doing it, you're like, oh my God, this is so much work and I'm not happy doing this work. Like I'm not feeling fulfilled. So shift. Nobody's stopping you. You look at all the really successful people, okay, and see when they actually have achieved success. Even when they talk about Steve Jobs, they are showing you the grand apple today it is, but initially it has suffered so much. It came up, went down, came up, went down. He got kicked out of his company. Did he give up? He didn't give up. He went out there, made a next, did not have anything, just a cubicle. But he kept going, right? He used strategies. He was in it to win it. Be in it to win it, and you will. We fail because we are lacking commitment. I want to do the work, but I want to do the work till it is convenient to me, till it suits me. I will only work 9 to 5. Then you do a job. 9 to 5, if you want to work, then you do a job. Business is not 9 to 5. Business is like raising a child or making a marriage work. It's full commitment, 100% commitment. No matter who says what happens in the environment, corona comes or doesn't come, anything happens, you have to keep at it. And then it will give you results. It will give you fame, it will give you money, it will give you recognition, it will give you a luxurious life, it will give you everything. If you have the persistence to keep at it and learn, obviously, what is not working, you will recognize. Self-evaluate. Don't wait for somebody else to come and tell you that this is not working. Evaluate. Are your customers happy? Always keep taking feedback. What can I do better? If, what is it that you really like? Attend a lot of workshops on maybe skills that you don't have. Read books. I have so many books. I love reading books. I have a library of like a huge collection of books. I think books were my best friend. They taught me a lot. They taught me about how to handle failure, how to not take myself so seriously, how to be okay with doing this big job. It's fine. Nothing in this nature is perfect. God does not build in straight lines. Is my favorite saying from this movie called The Horizon. It's a Hollywood movie and it's an alien movie. So they're landing on another planet and they say you can see the straight airstrips. So they're like, how do you know they're airstrips? So the person goes like, because God does not build in straight lines. And I was like, wow. Your destiny is not straight. Your success journey is not straight. Nothing in nature is straight. It's circles and some ups and downs and going back and forward, taking those jumps. And have faith that it will work out, and it will.
Wow, thank you so much, Anit. I think you've shared a lot of things that are valuable. And I like what you said, luck favors the brave. I think if you're not brave enough to follow your dream, you're always going to be wishing. And reading, for me, I think one of the things that enlightens you as a person and allows you to broaden your mind is when you read. As Kenan said, well said, readers are leaders, which is true. The moment you start reading, it's like you're opening a new world for you to understand different things, and that's so true. I think a lot of us lack commitment, and we want to do business, and we want to improve our lives, and we want to grow. But I think from everything that we do, we have to be committed and to be steadfast in doing what we're doing, and that's true. So we have a question. Someone is asking you how to manage disappointments. How do you manage your disappointments?
Imagine a 10 times more worse situation. So suppose if I have a fight with my father, I imagine him dead. Like, what if he dies? Then does this matter? No. Then I become okay with it. Okay. If I lose money in my business, then I'm like, imagine your business crashing and shutting down. Mm-hmm. Then I immediately become okay with it. Okay. If I have an accident, I don't get down and fight. I don't even bother about it. I just see, did anybody die? No. Okay. For me, the worst thing is loss of life. If I lose somebody, I cannot bring that person back. Rest everything I can make again. I fight with somebody, I can become friends with that person again. Not today, maybe after 10 days when I become calm about it. Any disaster that hits you, it's only a disaster because you were expecting better, right? in reference to what happened with you, you were expecting a better result. But then something lower than what you expected happens, so then that becomes a disappointment. Imagine 10 times more worse. You have no control. You're not God. Then immediately you feel better. Okay, this is nothing. It could have been much worse. And I always feel, take it with a pinch of salt. Don't we make mistakes? When I did my first job, my parents didn't even know I was working. I went and worked as a receptionist because I wasn't allowed to work in my family. But I had this hunger of earning money. I wanted to be independent since such a young age. I was just in the 10th grade. And my friend's brother owned a BPO. So they needed a receptionist. I went there for a week. They made me cry like crazy. They bullied me. They treated me really bad because they were like, this girl doesn't know anything. And they got a toy to toy around. That day I decided that A, I'm never going to treat my employees badly. B, I'm not going to be hard on myself. C, whatever happened, end of the day, your environment has to be happy. I'm not doing all of this that one day I will become happy. What is this one day? Who see? Every day should be happy. Something bad happened, okay, we manage. What is the worst thing that can happen? Somebody dying is the worst thing that can happen. Somebody dying on my watch is the worst thing that can happen. I have taken a lot of business losses. I've shut down a lot of businesses with great losses. I've had a lot of, I've fought court battles, I have fought family battles, I have fought partnership battles. I have fought all of those battles. But I've never let it get to me. Whatever has to be handled in that situation, I handle it. What you have to do is just take 2 steps back. I wanted to go 10 steps forward, but now I have to go 2 steps back. I'm okay with it. I'll make my peace with it. It is temporary. It is not permanent. Nothing in this world is permanent. It's that we can't accept that, oh my God, now I have to go 2 steps back. Shit. And if you're scared of the environment, no, don't tell. Like I started this, I did a digital marketing 1-year diploma course from a very reputed institute in India. I keep doing courses. My parents are sick of me reading books and doing courses. So I wanted to know if it works or it doesn't work. So I started an Instagram account and I just started posting pictures. My brother was like, why do you post so many, motivational quotes? I'm going to unfriend you on Facebook. So I was very hurt. I was like, why would my brother say such a thing? And I was like, unfriend, who cares? And then I started this Instagram just for myself. And I would hashtag leaders are readers. And I would hashtag all these places. Globally, wherever I've traveled, I love to travel. I love to meet new people. I love to see new cultures. You learn a lot of things when you meet new people. And I got 300 plus viewership within a year without promoting it or without doing anything. So if you're not sure of your business, do it secretly. Don't tell anybody about it. And when you become confident, then you open up to the world. A lot of things I've done. When I started doing acting, initially my family did not know that I was doing. When my ads started coming and I started doing theatre performances and I started getting big sponsorships, that's when the whole world started applauding. That's when my family also said, very nice. And I started doing something like that. Your family, your friends want to protect you. That's why they will not let you do something that they think is unimaginable. For them, it's a big deal. Like, nobody in our family has done this. So how can you do it? We don't know anyone. How will we protect you? How will we make sure that you're safe? Mostly those are the worries. They're coming from a good place and good heart and good intention. But that's stopping you from doing what you want to do. So I used to work during the day. In the morning, I used to do theatre. And in the evening, I used to go for auditions. 1-to-1 auditions. And I did it for a while, and rejection is not easy. I think the greatest thing I learned from acting is taking rejection in my stride. Like, they would not even bother to call you back and say that, sorry, you're not selected. You'd just be hoping and praying and be like, oh, I wish they call me, and I wish this happens, and I wish that happens. And so many deals fall apart, and so many. I signed 6 movies. 1 year, I signed 6 movies. 3 never went on floor, 3 stopped midway. That's when I shifted my career. I said, I can't live like this. It's so much of hard work, and I'll do it when I'm 60 plus because the skill is with me. The industry now knows me. I have connections there. But when I want to just retire, and I'll do it as a hobby because that's what it is. And then I came into coaching because I love working with people. I love the stage. See how things connect. When you look back, Steve Jobs says, when you look back, the dots connect. So my event experience is coming in handy in coaching when I do events. My marketing, entrepreneurship, all of that is coming in handy when I'm helping small and medium-sized entrepreneurs to get a concrete plan. My business experience is coming in handy. My stage experience is coming in handy when I have to speak in front of 2,000 people. All of that, everything that I've learned today is coming in handy. It's helping me grow. It's helping me excel at what I'm doing. But when I was doing it, I didn't know that today I will be here. It's been 15 years. And I wouldn't change a day. With the failures, I wouldn't change it. Thanks to the failures, I succeeded. I have cried like crazy. I have cried like crazy. A lot of times I've given up. I have done the full drama with my own self that, oh my God, this is not working, and how can I fail, and what will my friends think, and what will my family think, and I've done all of that drama. And then I said, at the end of the day, who cares what they think? If you are happy, that's what matters. If you're not happy, then what is the point? Everybody thinks well of you, but you're only not happy. Then what is the point of your life? And there are more miserable people who are not living their lives, who have comments to give you.
Yeah.
A happy person is not bothered what you're doing in your life.
True. So thank you. I hope Shahid is satisfied with your answer, and I'm really I admire your answers, because I think one thing that we learn from life is that your failures are your stepping stones. If you don't fail, you don't learn. So the failures that you have in your life are, I call them my leftovers. It allows me to have my leftovers and decide what I want to do with them, either to sit and feel sad about them, or I can make a nice meal and continue with my life. So that's a very good learning from you. Without failures, without disappointments, without rejection, then we don't learn how to become brave and bold and take our steps to become who we want to be. So I have...
There's a beautiful saying, Fatima, there's a beautiful saying, if you don't have the courage to fail, you don't deserve to succeed.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people are scared of looking back at that failure and find the learning from them. They just take it as something that has happened to me and it's a disappointment. But if you look at your failures and get the learnings from them, I think that's when you open your mind to grow and become bold to take risks and do more in your life. So we've talked more about being an entrepreneur. But being an entrepreneur, there's also the balance in life where you have different kinds of things that you have to balance. So how do you manage to balance your life? Because I think a lot of us work so much to have that money, to have that success, to open a business. But as you look at our lives, we have a lot of other parts of our lives, like areas of our lives that we need to combine with what we're doing in growth in terms of becoming successful. So how do you balance your life? How do you work around this balance so that you can have balance in all areas of your life?
So this is what I do. Okay, when I want to work, I don't care even if I sleep 2 hours, 3 hours, back to back. If I'm traveling, taking flights from one city, one country to another, I don't care. I can work 18 hours straight because that's how I focus. When I go on a holiday, you can't reach me and you can't stop me. Then I enjoy myself. I will take 10 days off. I will go. I will have a ball of a time. I reward myself. Every time I put my hand on my back and I pat myself and I applaud myself. Yeah, Anit, you did it. Awesome. And I did this very young. I started attending workshops and I started working on myself very, very young. Very young. And I had some great traumas when I was a child. I have been suicidal when I was just 8 years of age. And I never spoke about it for 20 plus years because I didn't know how to. I was bullied by a family member to an extent where I felt worthless and I wanted to just go and jump in the river and give up because that felt more easy. Like I couldn't live with that emotion. Having said that, that gave me the drive to say, hey, do everything that makes you happy, do everything that makes you live this life more. I would go and talk to successful people and happy people when I was a child and be, how can you be so happy? What is the reason for your happiness? And to a child, mostly people are very honest. Somebody would say, oh, I do yoga. Somebody would say, oh, I read this poetry. I do painting. So I've done it all. I dance. So expression came in life. Everything that I wanted to experience, I experienced. I did not let money be a limitation, whereas money was a limitation. All time and again, even with Corona, money becomes a big burden. But I would go and pick up books. I would go and learn from people who have a passion for it. I used to write poetry because I could not express myself and my emotions when I was really, really young, and really hurtful poetry I used to write, like my deep dark secrets I used to write in poetry. And I wouldn't show it to anybody. I would not dare speak about any of these things, because I come from also a culture where speaking against your elders is frowned upon. Expressing who you are is frowned upon. Being too loud is frowned upon. Being too expressive is frowned upon. Being a woman is frowned upon.
Yeah.
We all have these cultural things that stop us. But nothing is actually stopping. See, if God wanted to stop you, He would have made you a cow.
Yes.
He gave you a human life. He is the one who decides. And if He's in your favor, then who else do you need? I always believed, right from that day that I did not jump in that river, I was like, it's me and God in my team. Because it's too young and too small to understand anything else. So I was like, if God is in my team, I'm winning. No matter what happens, I'm winning. And I manage my finances. When I become very patient, I see the problem and I become very practical about it. I make a list. Okay, I have this much money. What can I do in this much money? Who can help me? Who can I go ask? I have begged, I've cried in front of my parents. Please let me go to this one. And my mother was always like, no. You are letting her become too independent. It's going to cause issues later on. Mm-hmm. And I have gone hungry for the school bag for 3 days. You have to fight your battles. Nobody's going to come and fight them for it. And my dad was like, just let her eat food and let's go and buy her a new school bag. And my mom was like, every year you're buying her new school bags. I've been stubborn. Hello. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a person who is very, okay, if my parents are saying this, I will do it. I'm not that person at all. I always knew my mind. I knew what I wanted right from my childhood. I would listen to everyone, but then I would have my own analysis of it and then do things. Even with the money, I save enough to have something that excites me. Even when I set my goals, what kept me going through my hardships was, when I achieve that, I will do this. Suppose I want to buy something really beautiful, I will only buy it when I achieve it. Even in my college, because I had a lot of coursework, if I did not give during my MBA, if I did not give my every presentation and every test, I would not treat myself to a chocolate pastry at the end of the day. I allowed myself every day one chocolate pastry. I would start in the morning at 6, come back home at 11 at night. And my dad once told me, this is not a bread and breakfast that you come here just to sleep. And I was like, it hurt, but I was like, I know what I'm doing. I'm working hard for my future. And one day you will be proud of me. And he was. A lot of people applauded my efforts. So he feels proud for 10 days, and after that he forgets, and then he's like, she's stubborn. She'll do what she will decide. And at the same time, I will keep her level-headed. See, you cannot go in business and be like, I'm passionate about it and I'm going to make this work and it's going to all happen for me. It doesn't work like that. You have to take a pen and a paper, write down your goals, reward yourself at the end of the journey. So you have some motivation to keep going. Motivation is a huge part of it. Motivate yourself, applaud yourself every time, even the small thing you do right. Be like, yes, celebrate just by yourself. Mm-hmm. Be happy. put on a song, dance like crazy. That will automatically propel you towards doing more and becoming more successful and more strong about where you.
Thank you so much. I mean, you are sharing a lot of insights, and I think a lot of us forget to acknowledge ourselves. We expect people to acknowledge us and praise us for our successes. We always have to praise ourselves, motivate ourselves. That's so true. So Konen has a question. He's asking, most of the time, my attention is pulled away because of negativities. How to keep my attention intact?
So whenever somebody is speaking negatively about you, or they're hurtful, they're saying some words which are hurting you, always remember one thing. A person who is hurting themselves is the only person who can hurt you. Okay? Nobody who is happy in their life is going to hurt you. Nobody who is compassionate or sensible or educated or well-versed will even unknowingly hurt you. God doesn't hurt you. God doesn't hurt you. See, in nature, there are so many trees, there are so many butterflies. Everybody is eating each other, but nobody is hurting each other for just no reason. They are eating to survive. That is the design. But they are not poking and hurting and doing any mischief or ridiculous things. Whenever you are feeling hurt, start watching nature. Watch the trees, watch the birds, watch how the water flows, watch how the fishes are, and you will realize that God is speaking to you through nature. Okay, everything that man has imposed on themselves, which is society and rules and this is right, that is wrong, is somebody's opinion. That's what I believe. That's what is my understanding. Religion and all of that is to express yourself and come one with your spiritual being. Okay, that is a different thing. This what I'm talking is, if you're spiritual and if you believe in God, you will not hurt God's creation. And you agree, each and every one of us has a spirit, has a soul. You are God's creation. That is God in you. The minute the spirit leaves, you're dead. What is this body? You won't leave it here and go. So when somebody is being mean to you, remember, they are being mean to the God in you. And you cannot allow that. If you're a believer, you cannot allow that. So you have to respect yourself enough to tell that person, excuse me, this is not okay. I really wish you, watch what you say to me. Say it politely, say it nicely. That person might not like it, but they will never ever dare to say something horrible to you. First thing in life we have to learn is to respect ourselves. Because if I don't respect myself, I cannot demand respect from anybody else. And respecting myself does not mean that I go and start now telling people that, hey, you know what, respect me. No, I'm saying, don't be mean to me. Don't say things that hurt me. It's not okay with me if you talk to me like that. It's not okay. I'm sorry. You could be my dad. You could be my mother. You could be the president of India. I don't care. It's not okay. If I'm not being rude and mean to you, you please don't be mean and rude. Or let's not talk. If you and I don't agree on something, then there are two different opinions. Nothing more. There can be 100 opinions on anything. Your opinion, I respect. But you don't have to, bulldoze me. You don't have to put me down to look good. That's what most of the people do. And that's why it's hurtful. That why are you putting me down? Why are you saying something that's I feel is right, maybe you feel is wrong. Okay. Agree to disagree. And if somebody is hurting you, that person does not wish well. So it's better you remove them from your environment. Whoever that person is. They will get the message loud and clear. When you don't talk to them for 10 days, they will stop misbehaving, stop saying hurtful things to you. I have let a lot of people go. A lot of people go in my life. I'd rather not deal with that energy because I have one mind. I have one focus. Either I can focus on the good, that the energy I need to create my dreams, my goals, my desires, or I can keep fighting this, that don't say this is hurtful, don't, please. only one focus. No, when you're driving a car, you can only go on one road. Can you be like, okay, wait, let me park my car, deal with this person, then I'll drive a little? How will your progress be? If you're going from point A to point B, how long will it take? The people who are hurting you, the people who are being negative to you, they're sucking your energy. You don't allow it. They're stopping you from going where you want to go. Go full speed and tell them, sorry, bye-bye, don't need you. I'll find people who are like-minded, who support me, who encourage me, who believe in me. I don't know. Nobody is God. Nobody knows where we end up. But at least they have the kindness to support you, to be encouraging to you. That's what you want. Have 2 friends, but have amazing friends. I have very few friends, but they are all people like this. Everybody else who has put me down in some way or form or made me feel less than. I don't put anybody on a pedestal and I don't look down upon it. But I feel everyone should treat me the same way, equally. The minute somebody tries to put me down, I cut it off. Just cut it off. Not worth it. Not worth the effort.
Thank you so much. That is powerful, and I think a lot of people forget that if you need something, you need to have it. Whether is it respect, love, whatever you want to get from others, you have to have it first, because you cannot give something if you don't have it. And you talked about creating goals. So most of us want to achieve and want to grow. So how important, or how can you help someone to understand the importance of having goals towards their vision? I think most of us want to start doing things, but we don't understand the importance of having goals, so that we can have that path of walking through our journey towards our vision. So if someone is trying to start a business, or someone is trying to go through personal development, whatever stage someone is, how can you advise them the importance of goals, so that they know how to start setting their goals towards their vision?
So if you have a vision that you want to go on a holiday somewhere, or you want to start a business, what is the first thing you need to start a business? If you need some kind of paperwork, that should be your only goal. Whether it takes you 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, what is the first step? And then committing to completing that one step. Then what is next? Okay, paperwork is done, now I need a space. Look for the space in your budget. What is doable, what is not doable? Maybe you can do it from your home, whatever. What is the next step? And then again, only you focus on that one step. Maybe it'll take you 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Doesn't matter. Stick to it. Do it, complete it. What is next? Next is maybe advertising and all of that. What kind, how, where? Go talk to 10 people. Do your own research. Figure out things on your own. That is what entrepreneurship is all about. And running a business is all about. You can only delegate once you've done it yourself. The reason I keep doing so many courses is also to upgrade my knowledge, but also if I have to teach somebody else, or if I have to even train my own employees, if I don't do the job, what will I explain to them? How should they do it? First, basic, you have to learn. Experts you can bring on team later, but experts is a lot of money. And when you're starting off a business, you don't have that kind of money. So, you take one thing at a time, go figure it out. It's all about figuring it out. Going, talking to 10 people, talking to 10 entrepreneurs, joining 10 entrepreneur groups on Facebook, reading books on entrepreneurship, watching YouTube videos, Googling people. Go and just start talking to people. What do I need? This is what I want to do. How do I go about it? Find somebody in your own circle, in your own environment who is really good at business, and then ask that person that how did they start their journey, and share your insight. Like, okay, I want to do this. Can you help me? People help. A lot of people help. Come to forums like this and ask your questions. Come with technical questions where you can really get the value out of it. People like me, people like Fatima, who are here to help you, and we've had our own journeys. And every business will have something different, okay, which you would have not been aware about. So we call it the X factor. which will just come from nowhere, and you'll be like, oh my god, I had no knowledge, nobody told me that this was there, but nobody knew that this is how it is. You figured it out along the way. So keep yourself time, little bit of money, be very, very patient. Allow yourself a lot. Allow yourself to become fat, eat wrong, sleep wrong, because it's taxing. It is taxing when you're getting things going. It's going to take a lot from you. Initially, first 3 years, yes, it's going to take a lot from you. 3 to 5 years. But once it settles down, then work on your health, work on your fitness, work on your business is you. So the more you learn, the more you grow, the more your business will. And it's like the bamboo tree, First 9 years, you just have to keep watering it and just grow little. And then suddenly it will shoot up and it becomes so big in the 9th year or the 7th year, I'm not sure. But the business is like this. Initially, you put in a lot of hard work, and then suddenly it will become a big thing, and you'll be like, oh my god, this happened overnight. But no, you put in the work. You put in those years of hard work, which nobody is going to see. Even you will not recognize it. But those were the learnings which were needed for you to grow exponentially. So just one focus at a time. This is what I need to do now. What next? Okay, this is what I need to do now. That is my goal. Until I do it, I will not focus on anything else. Nothing else is a priority. Only this one thing. So get behind it. Don't give up on it. Make it happen, and then go on the next thing. And that's how you will eat an elephant. One bite at a time. And break it down to very small things. Very, very small things. What I need to do today, what I can do now. And that's the only focus, because the big picture is very big. I need customer support. I need product line. I need stocking. I need employees. I need training. I need this and I need that. And you're gonna just keep making big, and then you get overwhelmed. Then you're like, where do I go for help? No, break it down. Make it smaller. What do I need to do now? Maybe go and join a course, like a small little course. Go and talk to somebody, watch a video, read a book, specifically on what you want to achieve. One thing, and you will get there. You will not even realize how you got there, and you'll get there.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that's really powerful. Taking little steps to get towards your goal. I think our vision is like a puzzle. So whenever you connect a piece, you're working towards your goal, your vision, and you're achieving it. So that's really powerful. And Conan has another question. Sorry, let me find the question. He just asked the question just a little bit. Where is it? Okay. What do you suggest to do to find out what is my purpose or calling of my life?
Okay. Do you enjoy dancing? Do you enjoy painting? Do you enjoy music? Do you enjoy talking to people? Do you enjoy making cartoons? What is it that you enjoy? That's your purpose. It's not so big, people make it really big. Do what you enjoy and you will figure it out. Along the way, you will figure it out. You think I knew back then? How did I start? I enjoyed dancing in weddings and I enjoyed fashion. At 18, I used to read Vogue, fashion magazines. So I went into drawing because I love colors. I love colors. Like I'll show you on my desk how many colors I have. See. I still write with color pen because if I need to keep my brain engaged, I can't write with black and blue all the time. And I have so much I want to do and learn. So I have a lot of color. Everything around on my desk is colorful. What is right for you? Nobody can tell you. Nobody, not one person in this world can tell you what is right for you. As and along you keep following your interests, you will realize, okay, I can do, I can go into electronic music, or I can go and make jingles. Who would have thought? These are, when you allow yourself to walk on the path, the doors start opening to opportunity. And always be on a lookout for like where is it that my heart and I'm getting pulled. I want to do this. This is fun. I don't mind doing anything you can do for 18 hours a day and not be tired. I mean, physically be tired, but still have the hunger and desire to wake up again and do it for another 18 hours is your passion, is your destiny, is your goal, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Because if you can't work 18-hour long days, you'll be successful, but you will not be happy, fulfilled, like the great successes that we talk about, like Richard Branson, let's take Richard Branson, Elon Musk. These guys fight with governments, they go on the unbeaten path, they create so much, they go for adventure, they do this, that, come out with new products, but they're always doing what they want, they have the passion to do. If you look at Oprah, she's got a book club, she's doing, so many other activities, but she's always doing things that interest her. That's why she's become a great success. Princess Diana, with her fashion, she made a statement, but then she used that passion for causes. She gelled the two. She felt for humanity. Why did the whole world was crying when she passed away? Everybody felt like a personal loss. Like, what an amazing being. She's so privileged, but she cares so deeply. But that was not like because somebody told you or it was advertised. It was a connection that everyone felt. So when you feel a connection, you will know that is your destiny, that is your passion, and that is where you are being pulled. And just go do it. Don't question it. Don't second guess it. Don't overthink it. Just give yourself chances. Keep going at it. Keep going at it. Keep going at it. Before you realize something amazing and out of the world will happen. And you will be surprised and you'll be like, wow, I never thought this was possible.
Thank you so much, Anit. That's really powerful. I think when you talk about passion, I met with someone and he told me to try to do a passion test to understand what's my passion and how can I connect my inner self to understand what I want to do. And it felt like it's something that he was just talking about. But when I started doing the passion test and started understanding the things that I love, what do I love to do, not what is outside there, the noise and what everybody's talking about, but what is really my passion and where do I want to enjoy my time. I started connecting with myself, not just outwardly, not to make the difference outside, but to make the difference within me and do things that I really love. And I started enjoying doing different things, but it's connecting, as you said, connecting the dots to where you started, and you start seeing where your passion and your clarity is taking you. That's very true and is very powerful. So we're almost 1 hour. One last question is, I would like you to give an advice to someone who has gone through challenges, wants to change their life. A pandemic has been here and people have gone through a lot. What advice can you give to someone who feels hopeless or someone who wants to do something but feels that there's a lot of obstacles in their life and they cannot make it? Or someone who's starting something and he has doubts and doesn't know the future. What advice can you give to someone who's out there looking for a way forward to start?
Okay, so they say the definition of courage is not to not have doubts, but have doubts, have fears, and do it anyways. Okay, so if you're feeling down, if you're feeling weak, if you're feeling like hopeless, okay, all of us are there. Somebody's lost their business, somebody's lost their revenue. Maybe I was going to make this much money, but I'm just making this much money. So everybody's lost. Somebody's lost life in their family, their close friends. All of us have lost. With the pandemic, we are all lost. Some have lost big, some have lost small, but the loss is real and everybody's felt it. Now you have to decide, are you comfortable with this feeling of hopelessness? Okay, I'm a coach and I take your permission to coach you now, because what I'm going to say might be very upfront. Okay? You can keep feeling sorry for yourself, but who cares? You can be in this mindset of, oh my God, this happened and that's why I'm not successful. And I know of people like this. who have this constant storytelling. Oh, I tried this business, didn't work. I tried that, then pandemic came, and before that, I was doing very well, but then that was not something that I saw myself doing for the rest of my life. So a lot of excuses. And you're like, yeah, who cares? Nobody cares. If you become successful, it's your responsibility. It's not the government's responsibility. It's not your family's responsibility. It is not the God's responsibility. It is nobody's responsibility to make you a success. It's your responsibility to become successful. If you want it, if you don't want it and you're comfortable and say that it's a hopeless situation, situation's always been hopeless. Tell me one time, even before pandemic, that people said, oh wow, great, I have everything ideal. Now anything I do, I will become a success. So what changed? Nothing changed. If you as a person cannot even give your own self hope, how will you run a business? How will you have a family? How will you step out in the world? Feel sorry, cry, do everything, curse God if that's what helps you. Whatever you want to do. Curse the government, curse your family, curse pandemic, curse whatever. Get done with it. I allow myself the bursts of anger. When I lose it crazy. Break a few things if that gives you happiness. Punch a pillow. Take a knife and stab a soft toy. But release it. Get done with it. Write all your emotions down. Then burn it, tear it. Release it. Let it go from your mind, your body. And then what next? What excites me now? Okay, fine, I felt sorry for myself. I cried. Take your time, decide. 2 days I will feel really bad. I will only cry. I will behave like it's the end of my life. And then you will get sick of it. For 2 full days when you do it, you are like, your body is then telling you, enough. I don't want to do it. And then you ask yourself, what next? And you will get an answer. And till the time you don't get the answer, keep asking, what next? What next? What next? What excites me? What I want to do next? What's the one thing that's giving me hope? And don't do it because everybody else is. Okay? Like, everybody is becoming a coach, so I want to become a coach. No. You should have your own personal reason. Everything you do in your life, you should have a personal reason to do it. Because that personal reason will get you going when things get tough. And believe me, they will get tough. When the situation becomes tough, that time, these reasons give you a push to keep going. That no, I need this to happen because it's personal. Because I believe this. Because this is how I see my future. Where I see myself. If this happens, then I will feel like I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve in my life. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone. And you will feel hopeless. Throughout the journey, you will feel hopeless. Okay, today pandemic is there. Have you not felt this emotion of failure, hopelessness before in your life? Be honest. Answer to yourself. Have you or have you never felt this? I felt hopeless in school when I failed a test. I felt hopeless when I could not win a competition. I felt hopeless when I really saved up a lot of money to buy something and I was sold already and I was like, what the hell, God, where are you? I felt hopeless when I crashed my car in somewhere. I felt hopeless when I really wanted an employee to stay and because of personal reasons, she couldn't stay. And I felt like I lost talent. I really felt hopeless when I got cheated in my business. And I fought it out. I felt like there are no good people in this world. I felt really hopeless when somebody spoke really meanly to me and I was really kind to them all my life. And I felt like then there's no good in this world. But no, there are good people, there are bad people. Everything is there. So fine. I came over it. I'll come over this. Pandemic is not here to stay forever. There have been pandemics before. It will only affect you to the extent you allow it to affect. If you treat it like a no big deal, it will become a no big deal. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, when the bomb attacks happened over there, people melted, and there were radiation in the air, in the water, in earth. So generations suffered. But Japan came out of it, right? They became a superpower. They have one of the best companies. They make great technology. Their economy came back. People bounced back. We are resilient. As people, we are resilient. We are capable of a lot. What is it that you are looking at now? Corona happened, that's a reality. But what is it that you want to learn from this situation? That, okay, I've become more humble. Okay, I'm grateful to God that I still have a life. There's so many people globally who have died. I'm so grateful that I still have the opportunity to go out there and make something out of myself. So it's your approach, it's how you look at the situation. And if you feel sorry for yourself, give yourself a timeline. That okay, I feel sorry for myself for 2 days, 4 days, tops 10 days, not more than that. After that turns into depression and turns just into a victim mindset. Don't allow yourself to go there, because that is very scary, very bad. Been there. It takes great, amazing support and environment to pull you out of there. If you can't take a hit, it's like taking a bullet on your chest. It's that bad. Don't allow yourself to go there. Feel hopeless, write your emotions and come out of it. And find small things that give you joy. Go for a walk, go for a run, play music, dance, sing, call an old friend who is really close to you. Go and watch funny videos, they really help. Read a book, write a journal, paint. Any form of creative activity will give you endorphins. It will release endorphins in your body, and that will make you happy, and that will shift your focus completely. So do it. Be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself this hopelessness also. Allow it. I allow myself to fail. I give myself permission to fail and to overcome my failure, to feel hopeless and to feel hope also. I allow myself to feel the full range of emotions, and everything is needed. Variety is the spice of life. So you need variety in food, in friends, in clothes, in emotions, in your work, everywhere, all areas of life. But recognize, if you're feeling hopeless, consciously make an effort to move out of it. Recognize it. And you will. And you can write to us. If we can help you, we will help.
Thank you so much, Anit. That's very powerful. I think you've shared a lot, and I hope someone out there is listening to you. And it's true what you're saying. We always have reasons, and these reasons are really valid. Whatever reasons that you have, the reasons are valid, but it's a choice. You can run with the emotions and let them hold you to do what you want, or you can run with the emotions and decide to move on and choose change and change your life. So it's a matter of choice, and in whatever situation you're in now, just know that change can happen. So Annie, thank you so much for sharing such an amazing insight. So you've said so much amazing things and so much powerful insights that you've shared with us, and I'm sure someone is listening to you out there. So how can people reach you, and how do you help people out there, and how can they reach you? If they want to reach you, they need your help, as you said.
Yeah, so find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook. Fatima can post my links. And reach out to people, guys. Not only me, a lot of people out there are posting a lot of, thanks to pandemic, they're really willing to give out a lot of help to people. And thank you, Fatima. I know your journey is really, really special. I remember when you just started your coaching journey, and I was coaching you, and we were talking in Dubai, and we had this long session, and you told me about yourself, which was truly inspiring, like how you taught yourself to, be a nanny through a TV show, and when you wanted to give up, and your dad told you that you've gone there to work, so make it work. And you said, no turning back. I still remember those things. I have written them down in my diary because it was truly inspiring. When you really want something to happen, you find a way to make it happen.
Definitely.
More power to you for doing this now, and great effort. Loved every question, loved every minute being here on your show. Thank you. Really appreciate it, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Anit. It's been a pleasure to have you. I learned a lot from you, and I think my journey really began with your conversation, because we had a long conversation, and I always appreciate that. I want to thank you everybody for joining us today. It's a pleasure for whoever has shared, whoever has asked question and making the interview lively. I want to thank you everybody, and thank you for the support. And as I'm always saying, this platform is not only for business. I know people are struggling in different areas of life. So if you had success in relationship, in parenting, in any area of your life where you feel you want to share your story and help someone to come out of to have hope, to change their lives, I'm welcoming you. Share your stories, empower someone, and let's create change. Thank you again, and welcome everybody again to Talk to Connect. It's been an amazing interview, Anit. Until next time, thank you, Anit, to be here. It's